From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Well, yesterday turned out to be a pretty active day for some. And, there were some areas of the North Coast that saw over an inch of rain. Ship Mountain, for example, did see a little over an inch of rainfall. But when you look at most locations, it was on average, say, North Humboldt County into Del Norte County, where we saw over a half an inch of rainfall, about a half an inch, give or take, depending on where you are. So some areas a few hundredths, some areas a quarter of an inch, some areas about a half an inch, and other areas maybe about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. So it just depends on where you are. And we do have more rain in the forecast. But when I look at the overall picture of Northern California over the next few days, you have to head off to our neighbors to the east, Lassen County, Eastern Mountains in general. I think that's where we're going to see the bulk of the rain here as we go into the next few days. But that being said, we've got some shower and thunderstorm activity in the forecast here, which you'll see here in future casts in a second. But we do have the isolated mountain showers and thunderstorms here for today and tomorrow. Now, I've got the wording here that says dry and mild for Labor Day. That's Monday. I'm not 100% convinced it's going to be dry. And I'll tell you why here in a bit, but we'll talk about that in more detail. And then highs will be below normal through next week. And of course, we're talking about the inland areas, right? And not to mention Trinity County. So you see the lightning strikes here. I mean, it's not going to be lightning strikes all day long inland, but you're going to be looking at the chances here throughout the day. And then for the coast, I think we're going to see some showers here, but overall chances for thunderstorms are pretty slim for the coast. Now we are going to see chances for thunderstorms this afternoon out in Trinity County, Weaverville, Hayfork, Lewiston. Temperatures mid-60s for your daytime highs today. All right, let's get you right to it. Take a look at Futurecast here. And here we are this morning. And what we're going to start to see happen is some light activity trying to move on in. Now, notice where most of it is. It's off to the east into eastern Siskiyou County. But we are seeing kind of this line developing in parts of Trinity County, and then, of course, making its way into the inland areas of Humboldt County. And looks like we have some activity pretty close to, at least the north end of Del Norte County. So you get the idea. We're going to be looking at some scattered showers and some thunderstorms out there later this afternoon and evening. Now, as we go into the overnight hours, here's tonight at about 11 o'clock. Could see some leftover showers hitting parts of the coast. So, yes, more showers are in the forecast late tonight. Now we're going to take you into tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. It's fairly dry, right? But we do have some showers off to our neighbors to the east. That will eventually try to push its way westward. But overall, Sunday, not very active. Maybe a few showers out towards Trinity County, but you can see not much activity here for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. And then as we go into Monday morning, it's all pretty much gone. Now I want to show you this because as we go through the day on Monday, it's showing dry conditions. Now we're looking at what's called the GFS, or the American Forecast Model. Now for the last few days, the European Forecast Model has actually been including showers and maybe thunderstorms in the higher elevations for Monday. And this is where things get interesting. And the reason why I'm not 100% convinced it'll be dry on Labor Day, because look at this. As we go into Tuesday morning, 5 a.m., the GFS is picking up on some activity. Now, at this point, the European forecast model is dry for Tuesday, but we're seeing both forecast models picking up on the potential sometime around Monday into Tuesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. So that's why I'm not 100% convinced that it won't be dry let me rephrase that. That's why I'm not 100% convinced that it will be dry on Labor Day. There's a chance, a slight chance we can see some activity. But for now, I'm going to keep Labor Day dry, Monday. But stay tuned, maybe later this evening or tomorrow, I may be including it. We'll take a look at the latest forecast model data and see what happens. But dry through next week. Now, one of the things, I hesitate to show you this map because we can't look at this to see literal numbers that we're going to see through Monday morning. But we can look at this and see a footprint of what we expect over the next few days. Notice we're seeing the bulk of the rain in the eastern mountains. This is something I mentioned earlier. We're seeing totals over an inch, possibly, right? Now, you head in the valley of northern Sacramento Valley, and you don't see much rain there. So we're not going to see a ton of rain in the valley. Now, you head westward into Trinity County, 1/4 to a half an inch. You can see over 1/4 of an inch possibly for some of the inland areas. And even out north towards Crescent City, out in Del Norte County, looks like a decent chance of some decent rain in there. But then as you start heading southward, less and less rain in the forecast. And that's to be expected here. So again, the bulk of the rain off to our east. We get in on some of that over the next few days, but it's going to be few and far between. It's going to be one of those situations where maybe you're going on a hike or you're camping. You might see a stray shower or a thunderstorm pass through, and then that would be it for the day. So it's going to be kind of few and far between here for the next few days. All right, let's shift gears. We're going to talk about the wave heights here. We're going to take into this afternoon 7 to 8 feet here out over sea here. And then you can see we're really not seeing very high wave heights along the immediate coast, which is why when we look at your marine forecast, you won't see a small craft advisory. Because again, those wave heights, you have to go out from the immediate coast. Here you can see, of course, southwest winds at about 10 to 15 knots. Your waves from the northwest at 8 feet at 9 seconds. We've got your low tide at 8:08 this morning and your high tide at 2:47 this afternoon. And as I mentioned, no advisories along the immediate coast. All right, so here's what it looks like today. I've got the lightning strikes for the Trinity County. I've got the lightning strikes in Hoopa, in Willow Creek, maybe even Garberville. I think that might be pushing it, quite honestly. I think it'll be a bit drier down to the south here. And then along the coast, we've got those showers in the forecast as well, especially coming in later this afternoon and evening. So here's your 7-day outlook. I put the chance in there for Crescent City for today and even tomorrow. But by Labor Day, for now, I'm keeping it dry. Showers and thunderstorms today, and maybe a chance coming into Sunday as well. Once again, keeping it dry for Labor Day, but that could change. We look at your 7-day outlook for Eureka. Labor Day looking dry. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s here through most of next week, and those overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s.